In this lesson, we are going to learn about constants in C. A constant is a value that does not change during the execution of a program. Unlike variables which can be updated, a constant keeps the same value once defined. Okay, so let's explore the different types of constants in C and how to use them. Okay, so in C we have two main categories of constants, and the first one is the literal constant, okay, or literal constants. And these ones, they include the actual fixed values, okay, like when you try to use, for example, if you try to create a variable age and you set it to be 17, and you can use this value 17, okay, by hard coding it, okay. For instance, if you want to print that age, instead of using, so let us use the format specifier, which is D, instead of printing out age, which can be which can vary, okay, which can change, okay. So for instance, here we can come here and then we change the age, okay, and then we set it to 17, and then we set it to 18, okay. And this one, the age becomes dynamic, so it has changed, okay. It has changed in our program, okay. So to reduce those errors, you can use constant. We can use literal constants. For example, you can just come here and then add code the age like that, okay. And this one is going to run successfully. If we try to save and then we use gcc home.c slash slash 0 slash o, and then the name of the output file, which is home.exe. in a PowerShell, you can use any terminal as long as it is not cmd, okay. You can use any terminal as long as it is not cmd. You compile like that, so you can come and then you run our program like this, the slash home like that. So if we run our program, as you can see, we get 17, okay, instead of getting this value. So if we come here and we print age, we print our age, and then we compile again, then we run, as you can see, we now print out 18, okay. So to reduce these errors, we can use literal constants, okay. It works the same when you are working with strings or characters or even doubles in the fronts, okay. It works the same way, okay. It works the same way, okay. You can try with floats also. So let us now take a look at what we call the symbolic constants, and these ones is another category of constants in C, okay. So these ones, they include they are defined with the hashtag define, okay, define like preprocessor directive, okay, or the const keyword, okay. For instance, let us use the const keyword. For example, if we want to make this age constant, we can just use the const keyword there before anything, okay, before the name, before the data type, okay, the data type. And then if we try to change the age, as you can see, age expression must be a modifiable value, okay. So this one is not modifiable, okay. You cannot modify it. You can no longer modify age, okay. So as you can see, we get an error, and if we try to resist and then we try to compile, as you can see, we are going to also get an error during compilation. So this one, the age has become constant, okay. So this one is no longer useful. So if we try to compile and then we run, as you can see, we get our 17 out, okay. So let us now take a look at how we can use the hashtag define preprocessor, okay. So we use it like this. As we use the preprocessors, we use the hashtag, then defined. Here we are defining a constant value, okay. So for example, let us give it is a pi. Let us name it to be pi, okay. And here let us give it 1/4, something like that, okay. So if we come here, let us come here and then we'll try to print. Let us try to print our value. So it is going to be a float. So we must use F %F preprocessor. It is a format specifier, and then we can come here and then we get our pi like that, okay, like that. So instead of using the pi like that, so here we are using the pi. So it is a float. It is right there. But let us now expected a, okay. Here we are getting some sort of errors. Why are we getting errors? So here we're using, so let us see mostly use these ones, okay. So let us use capital letters and we see why is it generating an error, okay. Identifier pi is undefined, expected a, okay. So here we expected this one, okay. So why is it not running? So let us try to persist and we compile. So if we compile, as you can see, to match, okay. So this one page to match with this one, okay. So here we are getting an error, okay. So here we are getting an error where so here we must not add this one. Let us remove it. Let us remove that semicolon. So if we run, if we compile, and then we run, as you can see, we get this output, okay. We get that output, okay, as we wanted. Okay, we can also format it like this. Let us come here, we can use format it to 2 decimal points and then compile and run. As you can see, we get this output, okay. But we have not formatted it very well, but as if you can see the values there, okay. The decimal places have reduced. Let us run it again. As you can see, they have reduced, okay. So let us add one there and we'll try to run, try to compile and then run. As you can see, get this output, okay. But as you can see, we no longer have like the precision, okay. We don't have the exact value, okay. So it is better, let us remove those ones there and we run our program. We'll get this value, okay. We'll get that value, okay. So we can also come here and then you say, and then you create an float, another float here, pi2, and then you set the pi, okay, the pi like that, that pi, and then you can come here and then you print out pi2 like that. So if we save, then we compile, then we run, as you can see, we get this output. So let us format it to 2 like that. So let us save, let us compile, run, get this output, okay. So don't mind about the values, but it is better to use constants, okay, to use constants instead of the hashtag defined preprocessor. But it is also better, okay, it is also good to use, okay. So that is about constants in C.